Hey guys, and welcome to the latest edition of the Kronos EV Review Diaries. Today we thought it would be a great time to feature one of our favorite turntables at the moment here at Kronos. Straight off the back of an exceptional review with Hi-Fi Choice magazine, where it was awarded 5 stars and the Hi-Fi Choice recommended award. It is the Acoustic Solid Vintage Exclusive. Now, this has been one of the most remarkable turntables, really, of last year. It was one that we actually first saw at a local UK audio show. They had just got a new UK distributor, and we went in to the room simply to have a listen, to have a look around, and naturally enough, the chrome finish, the beautiful styling of this turntable caught our eye. And we sat down for a listen and were really, really impressed. Our concern, I guess you could say, was what price is this turntable going to be? Because when you sit back, you consider it's an all aluminium construction. You see the quality of the tone arm and everything. You're thinking this is going to be, we thought at the time, at least 10 to 15,000 pound turntable as a package. From talking to one of the reps there from the UK distributor, he, to our surprise, said that this came in at just under £5,000 at 4,950 complete, which we simply couldn't believe, and literally on the spot said, "We'll take a demo one." And the next week, this arrived, and since then, Acoustic Solid have become our best-selling in-store turntable range. And obviously, as the brand grows in popularity, we are seeing so much more interest as well, even online. But for us, the vintage exclusive, which we're featuring here, is without doubt, for us, probably the standout turntable in the Acoustic Solid range. And that is purely based on value for money aspects. Because what we mean by that is this is an extremely feature rich turntable. You're getting a lot of product for respectively not a lot of money when you compare it to the competition, when you compare it to other models that are out there. The other thing we really like about it is it's a very, very simple turntable to own, to set up, and to maintain. So, quite simply, when you get this turntable in the box, the tone arm's pre-installed, the cartridge is pre-installed. There is a small piece of foam that obviously sits between the sub platter and the main platter, which you simply just need to remove. And essentially after that, put on the belt, plug in the power, do the weight for the cartridge, because of course it can't come preset, and you're playing vinyl. It's that simple. And really then, maintenance-wise, you're just simply changing the oil, doing the basics. Obviously cartridge care and everything's the same, but there's nothing really much to do, and that's actually down to very, very clever design by Acoustic Solid, because this is not a suspended turntable, which makes obviously the building of it and the maintenance of it much, much better, but it's still an extremely well damped turntable. And instead of using a suspension system, what Acoustic Solid have done is actually come up with a new style of doing this. So what you'll actually see here, the main plinth obviously has these solid aluminium side pieces and front piece. These are all completely machined solid aluminium, all hand polished in Germany. Then on top here, you'll see you've got this stainless steel top plate. Now, even the workmanship in the design of this is unbelievable. And so what effectively you have here is a plinth that is an aluminium and stainless steel sandwich. That alone obviously helps to reduce the vibrations considerably. But even more than that, they use what's called a plastodem sound insulation inside this plinth. So this plinth in itself is actually very acoustically dead. To add to that, you have 3 quite substantial feet with specialized rubber damping in the base. So again, it's rock solid, but you can see here it has that ability to absorb even extreme vibration. They even go further than that. What you can see here with the WTB 230 tone arm that you get, you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers of isolation before the tone arm even comes into the equation. So you've obviously got 3 substantial mounts here. You have your further mount, which can be used depending on what tone arm you're using. Obviously, if you're using one of Acoustic Solid's own, then you can use a standard mount. But if you did have other mounts for Lin, Riga, SMA, etc., you can still use it on this turntable, but you have 4 layers of isolation on the tone arm. On the motor unit, essentially in the motor unit, this is what you have here built into this turntable. So obviously, as you can see, this is an exceptionally substantial motor unit. Again, it's very well isolated from all the electronics inside, and you also get this double pulley system. As you can see here, this double pulley system means you can use 2 belts. That keeps the speed so much more consistent, but also means that the motor is under so much less pressure, which means it's not moving, it's not vibrating, and it's going to last so much longer as well. Add to that, Acoustic Solid also have their very own speed control unit. Now, to call this a speed control unit is actually not doing it justice, because it is much more sophisticated than that. So again, this is essentially what you have here built into the turntable. And as you can see here, obviously you have your standard on off, you have your 33 and 45 RPM speed control, and this light here will indicate to you when the turntable is up to speed or if there's a problem. So from turning this on and selecting 33 RPM, for example, this light will begin to flash. It will go solid green if it's 33, or it'll go solid red if it's at 45. If for any reason there is a problem though, where for any reason this turntable can't get up to speed, this will continue to flash and eventually then stop. That will indicate there's a problem and it can't get up to speed. That's quite ingenious, because of course that means you're not damaging your turntable, damaging your vinyl, your cartridge, or anything else in the system. As well as that though, instead of having manual adjustments on the motor, Acoustic Solid have got this built in a more digital way. So you can increase the speed by 0.5 of an RPM or decrease the speed by 0.5 an RPM, really as much as you like. And that just means if you do any modifications, changes, anything happens in the turntable, you can very slightly adjust the speed to make sure it's running exactly right. Again, making this completely future proof and obviously adjustable with any upgrades or anything you want to do. As I mentioned before, the exclusive comes with Acoustic Solid's WTB 230 tone arm. Now, this is an expensive tone arm in itself, and to have it included in this package for under 5,000 with an Ortofon Quintet Red MC cartridge makes this turntable just ridiculous value for money. Because the WT 230 is actually a really, really sophisticated tone arm as well. It's obviously an aluminium and a carbon fiber construction, but you have full, of course, weight control here at the back. You have full azimuth adjustment as well, but it's very, very simple to use, which means your setup can be so much more precise. Obviously, you have height adjustment here. So if you do change your cartridge or add different platter mats, etc., the VTA can be completely adjusted, and it's very, very simple to do. And again, you do have a removable head shell, so fitting cartridges is really a breeze. And obviously getting that alignment done is very, very simple. It's exceptionally high quality cable as well. It's run through the WTB 230. Much, much better cable than you get, say, for example, in Acoustic Solids WTB 370 tone arm. So you've got this really exceptional tone arm in this package as well. Further, again, you'll see where they've tried to reduce any kind of vibration and isolate the turntable even better. You'll see here underneath the subplatter, or sorry, there is quite a substantial subplatter here before we get to the main platter. And as you'll see here, again, this is fully isolated. So any vibrations that do manage to get up through the stainless steel sandwich section, through the Plastideme sound insulation, will get picked up by the subplatter, which means your vinyl is sonically dead. Obviously, your cartridge is moving and it's very finite points. Getting all that vibration removed is key, and that is exactly why this turntable is so, so good. We think the reason that they've actually been able to produce this at such a good price is because they have just revolutionized ways of isolating the turntable at much lower costs. Lower cost to the manufacturer means lower cost to the customer, but you're not losing any sonic performance. And we think it is just ingenious German engineering. The other factor is as well is that this turntable is completely made in Germany. Every single part is machined in-house, it's polished in-house, and each one is hand-built and tested by the Acoustic Solid staff. They do pretty much all the setup for you. even down to marking the tone arm at the right height, so that even if you do want to make adjustments or need to take the tone arm out for any reason, it's a matter of sliding it back in to the mark, tightening it up. They do all the hard work for you, and it also means that the turntable is factory set essentially, straight out of the box. There's also upgrade packages, because one of the things they did mention in the Hi-Fi Choice review is that they didn't think the power supply really matched the quality of the rest of the turntable. What wasn't really mentioned in the review was there is actually an upgraded power supply as well for this turntable. It's a few £100 more. It's not a massively expensive upgrade, but it does make sonically a massive difference, and obviously helps to take any of that unwanted noise away, the likes of your RFIs and your EMI interferences, as well as just giving you much cleaner power. So really, for us, there is no negative, and I think it is just really clever German engineering that has been able to make this turntable at a ridiculously cheap price, obviously respectively when you consider it against the competition and other models at the same price. For us, it's a stunning looking turntable, and even better than that, because it is all handmade in Germany, if you did fancy doing something a little bit different, maybe the chrome and sort of polished styling isn't quite for you, you can get this made in any color you want. So they can change the color, obviously, of the panels, of the top plate. You have multiple leather matte colors you can pick from as well. And you can even do different fabrics, snake skin, you name it, it can be done. So if you do want something particularly different, anything really can be done as well. But for us, as it sits in this beautiful polished finish, it is one of the most sensational turntables in the market at the moment. At just under £5,000, bearing in mind you're getting an exceptional tone arm, you're getting a Ortofon Quintet Red, you're getting a very highly sophisticated turntable, really, that there is very hard to say any massive drawbacks. Obviously, it is a relatively heavy turntable, as you can imagine, with this plinth. So obviously that's just something to consider if you are using turntable shelves or something like that. But really, if you're using any sort of a sensible hi-fi rack or a high quality shelf, this will not be a problem. And yeah, as I say, I hope you guys genuinely do get a chance to come in and see the Acoustic Solid range in general, because obviously the name is growing more and more. It's quite new to the export market outside of Germany, but obviously people are starting to appreciate the value for money. They're starting to appreciate the true quality, and in store it's obviously been a huge hit. The more and more the name gets out there, the more and more I think people online as well are going to see it, and become more and more interested. So I really do hope you get the opportunity to come in and have a listen to this for yourself and check it out. And honestly, if you're in the market for a turntable and you have that 5,000-ish budget, this has to be one of the top of your list. Honestly, do not make purchases without checking this out. It has to be one there that you take advantage of. You're going to save yourself a fortune, because honestly, you can spend twice as much and not get the quality. So we honestly can give this a higher recommendation than that. So again, this is a very, very quick overview video. Of course, if you want any more information about setup, about specs, about anything to do with this turntable, please always feel free to ask and get in touch. We're always happy to help. And again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you soon in the next one.